Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Autistic Voice Project. I'm Matt Lowry, coming at you from Kentucky.
I'm Erin Findlay, coming at you from California.
And as prophesized, this is our Thanksgiving episode. And we are going to be talking a lot about food sensitivities, eating disorders, mast cell activation syndrome, histamines, and all sorts of other interesting stuff.
And also the actual roots of Thanksgiving and how to maybe take some time to honor your indigenous populations around you, because colonialism is bad.
Yeah. We Thanksgiving is the time that we need to honor both the Sioux chiefs and the Sioux chefs.
Indeed.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
but that's so yeah. It's a very at its core, modern Thanksgiving is essentially eating day. It has a mythology behind it that says that this is a time when the native people of this continent, who were not ravaged by disease, were then ravaged by white people. And even Squanto, Samoset, right? Was
I'm not sure
Samoset?
where you're going yet, so I can't answer your question.
Was Squanto's real name Samoset, or is that a different person?
I don't remember.
But the mythology is that a very well-meaning native person helped pilgrims survive the harsh winter in New England because nobody thought to bring coats. It's a thing. So anyway, he says, "Oh yeah, I lived here, but I was captured by white people and brought to England, and I came back and I learned your language. So I'm going to teach you how to get along with the local people and how to plant corn and plant native crops and survive the cold and harsh winter. Otherwise, y'all will die." And we rewarded that by conquering the country. So it's a very complex time. I especially if you watch any holiday stuff, because while I do love that the Peanuts Thanksgiving special focuses on friends and family, it was the first TV appearance of Franklin, the first Black Peanuts character, that caused a whole big ruckus in one of the southern racist states. I don't remember which one, but he was able to eat at the same table as everybody else, and it was a great thing. And popcorn.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
what's it? Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah,
no,
of
I
course.
was
Yeah,
I was gasping.
yeah.
That
Oh
was
my God,
sarcasm, by the way, for
people.
anyone who
Yes,
wasn't sure.
exactly. Yeah, well,
Gasp in
yeah, because
sarcasm.
we're like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie Brown feeds his friends, and Snoopy makes a meal of. Snoopy helps Charlie Brown make a meal of popcorn and pretzel sticks and jelly beans, and then makes a delicious turkey for himself in Woodstock. And for Woodstock, eating a turkey is like us eating a delicious, juicy orangutan. So it's a very odd special, but at the same time, it has a good spirit. Linus, being the autistic kid that he is, knows an extensive history of the Pilgrims and the Mayflower voyage.
Mm-hmm.
Fun distraction there. I
Mm-hmm.
was once in a relationship with somebody whose cousin would put on plays with her preschool class, right? And
Okay.
every single year they would put on like a Thanksgiving play and put on a Christmas play with these adorable little preschoolers. And one year she asked me, "Hey Matt, what were the names of the ships that the Pilgrims rode in?" It was the Nina, the Pinta, and the. And I was like,
Santa Maria.
"Are you looking for Santa Maria?" Knowing full well those are Columbus's ships, not the Mayflower. And I said,
Right. Okay.
"Yeah,
Yeah.
but she was like, she thought that those were the Pilgrim ships, right?" And I
Oh, got
said,
it. Yeah.
"Yeah," and I said, "But you're also forgetting the fourth one." I was like, "What's the fourth one?" "The USS Enterprise." And she's like, "Okay." So she made a
Oh,
play
jeez.
where the Nina,
Oh
the Pinta, the
no.
Santa Maria, and the USS Enterprise pulled up on
Oh
Plymouth Rock, and the Pilgrims unloaded from the USS Enterprise. And I'm like,
gosh.
how could I make this worse?
Oh my
So
gosh.
every year I gave really bad advice on how to do this. And of course, this person never checked this. And I don't know how the reaction was, but oh my God, I loved
That's
it. And it
hilarious.
became the highlight of my thing every year of, yes, they got off it was the land speeder and the USS Enterprise and, the Blade Runner. They got off the Blade Runner,
Oh
and
gosh.
yeah, and all of these things, and made the weirdest possible things. So, but yeah, this so Thanksgiving is a complicated time historically, and it's also
Yes.
a complicated time for us as far as family get-togethers go, because uh, I am fortunate enough that when I got together with my mother's family, they were all autistic. Some of
Mm.
them know it, some of them don't. But the Thanksgiving dinner was consisted of a turkey that was cooked beyond all semblance of actual meat and into dry driftwood,
Oh
uh,
dear.
and also the traditional McNugget platter, where somebody would stop at McDonald's on the way to Granny's house
Okay.
and
Okay.
buy 50 or 60 McNuggets and then dump them out on a silver platter and arrange the sauces around it. And all the
Okay.
foods are beige, all rolls and all this other stuff. And no one had any clue that we were autistic. But, here we are. So,
Surprise.
so I will post some pictures of this in Autistic Connections, our Facebook group, because your Thanksgiving dinner might be the same. But
Mine
one
is
of the
vastly different.
yeah. Oh, so tell us about like traditional Thanksgiving foods, where we get into trouble with sensory sensitivities, why it's difficult for kids to deal with all of the noise and the chaos, why it's difficult for us to deal with the political conversations of drunken Uncle Bob, talking about how certain ethnic groups smell bad, because
Mm.
I've been there myself, and once again, because I am the one who can't keep his damn mouth shut. I ruin Thanksgiving for everybody because I'm the one who says, "No, racist Uncle Bob, you can't say that." Because
Yeah, I am
I
that
I am a
person
I am
too.
a troublemaker.
Yes, also me. Yeah, so I mean, in our family, anyways, we do turkey, but we do it on our barbecue. So, on a Weber barbecue, and it is so good. It's like the best food ever in the world. Um, the skin on the turkey is nice and crunchy for people who don't like, animal products. I'm sorry because you are missing out on something wonderful, but also
You
I
could
honor your
substitute
choice.
orangutan.
I suppose you could. I've never tried. We did try a turducken one year, and that was a miserable mistake.
I cannot imagine the process of shoving one animal into the cavity of another. That's
Well, they already take care of that for you. You order it that way already. But yeah, it's
fascinating.
and there's stuffing in the cavity of the chicken on the inside, because turduckens, for those of you who don't know, is a turkey stuffed with a duck stuffed with a chicken which has been stuffed with stuffing. And
That's
then you're
some level
supposed
of
to cook that.
inception. Yeah.
It is, yeah, it's very poultry inception. Um, if you're going to do one of those, cook it in a sous vide first to get it cooked all the way through, and then finish it off on the barbecue or in the oven or whatever. Because what happened with ours was it was raw, and that was the most disgusting thing ever.
Oh my god. Oh.
I'm
Oh.
sorry.
The
Oh,
visceral
okay, so
ugh.
we didn't intend to talk about aphantasia and hyperphantasia right now, but I'm gonna guess from that reaction that you're more hyperphantasic than me.
I am. I pictured that hot mess, and I also had
Okay, well, it wasn't that hot.
my brain is interesting in that it will create a vignette on demand. The gremlin
Mm-hmm.
won't allow
Mm-hmm.
me to cook, but boy, is he a filmmaker. And so again, like with the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, I had an entire thing going on in my head with that whole thing. But
Mm-hmm.
again, with this, it was just like cooking into it and seeing raw meat all the way through,
Mm-hmm.
cold as ice, and the people just, oh my, and just
Right, right.
yeah,
Where with my mostly aphantasic brain, I'm like, wow, that's a really funny concept, and that's where it ends.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
My poor husband has the same kind of reaction you do, because not only is he envisioning the vignette, but he's also tasting it in his mouth. Poor
It,
guy.
Ouch. Oh
Yeah,
God.
he's got the 3D smell-o-vision version of
Yeah.
mental imagery.
Is that
I
why he
do
has to
not.
tune down everything with ketchup?
No, no, that's not my husband. That's somebody else.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Uh,
But
thank goodness. Yeah. I'm
yeah,
glad
no,
that.
my husband does
Yeah.
not put ketchup on his steak.
Okay.
I would
Oh,
kill
good.
him.
Yeah.
I mean, not literally, but that's steak
Yeah.
abuse.
Yeah. There's a the king of the
Unless you
hill
need it,
thing.
and then it's fine.
Yeah. There's that king of the hill
But if you
thing
don't need
about
it, it's steak abuse.
yeah, preparing steak. If you do it this way, it's medium rare, and then rare, or it's rare, then medium rare, and well, well, what happens if somebody asks for a well done steak? We ask them politely yet firmly to leave. And
Or I just hand him my shoe. One of the
yeah,
two.
exactly, because so this is a thing about food sensitivities, right?
Yeah.
For years, I hated most food, including steak, because
Oh.
my mom was very risk averse and was certain that if you
Uh,
didn't cook something until the point of rubberiness, it would harbor some bacteria that might kill you. So I only knew this dry turkey. I only knew
mm,
black rubbery steak.
oh.
I was uh, it's I thought love only something, oh God, in fairy tales, the monkey's song. Anyway,
I,
yeah,
you're asking the
it's
wrong person.
yeah, it's one of those things where I was under the impression that most food was terrible, so therefore eat the processed food because at least I know how it will turn out. And but that's why
And it's great
Alton
for
Brown up
consistency.
here,
Yes.
I've yeah, Alton Brown taught me that there are new ways to fix food. Anthony
Yes.
Bourdain, noted autistic man and food connoisseur, once said that if he didn't like a food, he would keep shifting it around and trying to figure out how to make it good because somebody liked it and he wanted to know why other people liked that food. He was what we call
That is
a he was what we
that's
call a
noble.
gustatory stimmer, meaning that
Yeah.
he sought stimulation through his mouth and taste buds, through
Mm-hmm.
texture, through taste. And there are many
Yeah.
autistic people out there are very adventurous culinary wise and will
Yes.
like to explore new foods and trying new foods. And again, I do like cooking, but my executive functioning says I can't wash more than 3 dishes for one person. If I have an entire room full of people, I will cook. If I have something to cook with
Ah.
and to body double with me, because again, back in the day, cooking was a communal activity. Back
Once
in the
upon a
day,
time.
and this is another thing where gender presentations, are weird because some people think that cooking is a feminine thing, but no, men need to eat too. We need to learn how to cook. That's not a gender thing. It's a survival thing. I don't understand people.
Mm-hmm.
People are weird and dumb. So,
Oh, people.
oh, people. But I do love to cook when I have somebody to cook with. I do love to cook when I have people to cook for. But the executive functioning ratio of work to enjoyment is disproportionate, and I can't do it just for me. When
Yeah.
Emmett is here for Thanksgiving, when this episode airs, it will be Thanksgiving in theory. Uh,
Theoretically.
we'll see. I will undoubtedly go out and get a plate full of McNuggets for my son, and I will cook a small turkey breast and some potatoes, some rolls, some broccoli, and probably deviled eggs for me because it's the
Deviled
one time of
eggs.
the year where I'll do this, and we'll sit back and we'll watch a marathon of Mystery Science Theater 3000. Incredibly autistic show. We'll watch Bob's Burgers, incredibly autistic show. We'll watch The Parrot, and we will eat our chosen foods. But
Beautiful.
this is a thing. If your kid does not want to eat what you are making, why? Is it because they haven't had experience with it? Is it because they fear the look of it? Is it because
Right.
they've had an experience with it and it was bad? For instance, like my son, when we went to Disney, I had to bring peanut butter sandwiches with me just in case. But there was a buffet and he got to choose whatever food he wanted. And he was the happiest little guy I have ever
Aw.
seen because he ignored all the meat. he ignored the vegetables, but he went and tried every form of bread they had and loaded up with like 40 cookies. And
Okay.
so
Well,
he just sat there
there
with
you
the
go.
biggest smile on his face, and he decided he loved pita, he loved naan, he loved rolls, he loved cookies. He was just sitting there stuffing his face, eating more than I have ever seen this child eat in his life. And given that freedom, he ran with it. And it was
I mean, he's not wrong
beautiful.
about the bread products.
Exactly, exactly. It was safe, and we all just loaded up our food, and he loaded up his food, and he was just good to go. He initially hated Taco Bell. He did not
Mm.
want to eat at Taco Bell up until he learned that there were cinnamon twists at Taco Bell, and he was like,
Oh.
"Oh, I love a cinnamon twist." So he wanted
Hmm.
to go to Taco Bell for cinnamon twists, and I said, "Would you also like chips with your cinnamon twists?" And he loves some chips, so he got the chips and
Okay.
the cinnamon twists. So I was like,
Easy bridge.
I said, "Would you like a taco?" No, no tacos. And then he found out that you don't have to have lettuce on the tacos. You can just have meat tacos. So he's like, "Oh, I want the meat tacos." But then he hated
Great.
that meat tacos would break because, crunchy tacos crunch.
Nachos?
He found soft tacos exist. So
Ah, soft
he saw
tacos.
he saw me eating soft tacos, and this kid who usually only speaks in Gestalt language, meaning he repeats phrases that he hears. He says, "Daddy, I would like 5 soft tacos." I'm like, "Would you,
Wow.
son?" So
Alrighty
now
then.
we will go to Taco Bell. He will load up on soft tacos and he will say, "Soft tacos don't break," and then just nom 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 nom. And
I mean,
he
again, he's not wrong.
exactly. And this is the thing about food sensitivities with all this kind of stuff. You might need that in, and there just might need to be an opportunity for someone to discover this. But we
Hmm.
also have a history of food allergies where we might
Yeah.
be allergic and have responses to stuff that other people might not. Which is again, yeah. Tell us, talk. Yeah.
Well, so it's not. I don't know if it's an allergy or not, but and this isn't really a Thanksgiving food, but pineapple and I are just
Ah,
not friends.
pineapple is the
I
food that
love the
dissolves you.
flavor of pineapple, but as soon as it hits my stomach, it's not good news. I'm not gonna share any more details because Matt, you'd imagine it, and that would be bad. But it's just not good news when pineapple hits my stomach.
Did you
It's just
know
not.
that
Mushrooms
aged?
also are the same way now.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not a fan of the texture of mushrooms either,
I
which is a
I
shame because they're
love
good.
mushrooms, but once I hit perimenopause, mushrooms, my
So
body was like, nope,
so
not
this is
doing it.
another thing about this. But so number one, did you know that aged pineapple dissolves itself and changes its chemical composition so that it might be better tolerated? But number
I
two,
didn't know that, although cooked pineapple is less irritating to my stomach than raw pineapple,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, sometimes you might have to open a can and pour it out, leave it in the refrigerator for a few days so that it breaks itself down. Because otherwise,
I might have to
it
try that.
literally breaks you down. But another thing about the perimenopause and the effects of estrogen on histamines, because we
Mm,
often have stuff like mast cell activation syndrome,
yeah.
where your mast cells are these cells throughout your body that react to these things called histamines all throughout the environment through just all kinds of foods, in your dog's hair, in the air, all of these things. And autistic bodies are way, 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 way more sensitive to all of these things that can cause a massive reaction like mast cell activation syndrome. Uh, and
Yes.
and the estrogen can really, really impact your body's reaction to histamines.
I did not know that, but that makes sense because why not?
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
It's just another way that our meat bodies screw with us. And this is so this is the thing on my old podcast. I think it might have been the last episode that I did, if not the last thing. We were talking to a mast cell activation, an MCAS expert, and talking about the traits of MCAS, mast cell activation syndrome, and being allergic to like temperatures, being allergic to histamines, and when you eat high histamine foods like tomatoes are high in histamines, you're more likely to get these weird rashes or have other POTS symptoms because POTS and mast cell are related. And I have a thing where occasionally my throat will seize up while I'm eating and I can't swallow. And
Oh, that's fun.
I thought, oh man, yeah, I just occasionally, periodically almost die. What's up with that? But
Oh,
it turns
great.
out that's an anaphylactic reaction,
Yeah.
linked to histamines, linked to stress. So if I'm very stressed out about something, my body will be extra aware of this kind of stuff, and my throat will close up and not allow me to swallow. And I will have to wait a few minutes before it relaxes itself, and I'm completely back to normal. But it's just a weird intermittent histamine reaction. And again, one of the reasons why I have such dry eyes because of these sort of things, because especially, we need to do an episode on aging and transitions because we are really, really bad with transitions,
Mm-hmm.
especially from like preschool to school, elementary to middle, middle to high, high to whatever happens after high school, whether it's college or working, single to partnered to child to empty nest to
Mm-hmm.
perimenopause to
Mm-hmm.
whatever else. Because uh we I am not, I have still not come to the realization I am not my 20-year-old self.
What?
I will forever be 20. And
Mm-hmm.
I will forever be strong and able to lift a Jeep and able to do these things when
You
no,
were
I
able to
cannot
lift a
do that.
Jeep?
It's a okay. So this is an interesting thing. I long ago, like 1998, when I was young and strong and my 19, I I was driving my Jeep Cherokee, also from 1979. Went out to the Walmart, hit something, the tire busted. I checked my spare. My spare was also flat. So I got
Mm.
out the jack, lifted it up, called my mom. My mom brought a new spare, and I unscrewed the wheel, took it off, and as she put it on, the jack broke,
Oh,
and
geez.
it trapped her hands in the wheel well of the Jeep. So I freaked out and grabbed
That's not
the
good.
bush guard, lifted up the Jeep enough for her to get her hands out. Long story short, it tore the crap out of my back, and I was in physical therapy for a while.
Oh, I
I could
bet.
not sleep in a bed for like a year
Ooh.
and a half. I slept in a
Ugh.
chair. But
Okay.
yeah, so it's one of those things that you don't know what your meat body can do or can't. And that's the version of me that's in my head. So when my car was rolling down the
Mm-hmm.
hill the other day, I thought, no
Yeah.
problem, I can do this. Oh God, I can't. I can't do this at all. And then I
Oh,
ended up
no.
getting run over by my own car. So it's one of
Fortunately,
those
you
things.
survived.
I did. I did. Yeah, and live to
Mostly
tell the
intact.
tale. My car is now fixed, and life is good. So, and I've got some gnarly scars to be all extra about it. So,
Chicks dig scars.
oh yeah, yeah. I'm just going to tell them it was due to a gang of biker ninjas instead of my own car incompetence. So,
Okay, there you
yeah,
go.
yeah. I was defending orphans from biker ninjas.
There
That's
you
the
go.
official story. But so again, the histamines in our allergic reaction can do this, and food sensitivities are a real thing. And that, again, if your family gets it, if you're in an autistic family where everyone agrees on this, there's the option to try new things. If Aunt Bertha brings a casserole that, obviously Aunt Bertha married into the family, because who the hell wants that casserole? Not us. That's who. But if if Aunt Bertha, the neurotypical who married in, brings the casserole, you can try it and pretend to like it, and you might like it. Who knows? Aunt Bertha might have some taste. Who knows? But you can be polite and say, no, I'll have 8 more rolls, please. And they're like, bring out the next tray of rolls, because there's always more. But you
My
know,
my sister and brother-in-law do a Friendsgiving every year,
oh,
about a week and a half before Thanksgiving. And I mean, they're bonkers because they love to host big parties, and I love them for it. I will never be that person, but I
I am
love
not
them
that
for it.
person either.
But the goal of their thank Friendsgiving is, this is the place to try out the recipe that you want to inflict on your family. So that there's a place to have a trial run. And so everyone shows up knowing that like they're like my sister and brother-in-law provide the turkey and a couple of other essentials. So you know you're going to have a meal. But then there's all kinds of other stuff that and they don't do any kind of planning. So you could have 75 potato dishes. Okay, I'm exaggerating. It's not that many people.
So,
But you
so
could
I
have
just
20
had
different
with
potato
my
dishes.
hyperphantasia, I pictured Samwise running through a field of potato dishes, happier than he's ever been.
Right.
But yes, please continue.
Right. Or it could be, like the basics and 20 different desserts. And so it's just like you just never know who's going to show up with what. But it's
Ghost
kind of
pepper,
neat
sweet potato pie. Yes.
because it's awesome that you're going in with the perspective of there's going to be the essentials and then lots of options to try. And if I'm not sure how the thing that I want to cook, if it's different than what's normally happening, um, if I'm not sure if that's any good, I could try it out on other people, and if they hate it, then I won't make that for my family. I'll make something else. I'll make the thing that my family knows that I make that's good. But if I try it out and it's fantastic, then I can serve that to my family a little more safely.
That this is how
It's great.
my recipe for stuffing has evolved, because
Nice.
if it gets a negative reception, or if I don't like it, I'm like, what can I
Mhm.
do to make this better? And again, this is why I like Alton Brown, because he's a definite bottom up processor. He talks in depth about how
Mhm.
food science works, how the chemical compositions work, how flavors complement each other, how textures work together, and why you need to let your sandwich set for a minimum of 30 minutes in order to get the flavors all integrated together. And I'm sure the man's one of us, but it's neat to be able to do this in a safe environment and find new things that you like,
Yes.
because
Yes.
I do love cooking. I do love trying new things, but the executive functioning can be difficult. And if I had a group of local people who would get together, not in my house, God no, oh my God, not in this house, but in a different house where somebody else cleans up the mess and not touching my stuff, then yes,
Mhm.
I would absolutely love that. And we can get
Well,
together
if you
and
want to
share new
fly out to
foods.
California, my sister's thing is next weekend.
There you go. I like it. I'm terrified of flying, but California is a sounds like a good place. It's got at least one Disney there. It's got two
It's true.
Disneys. Yeah,
It's true.
and yeah, it would be yeah.
Yeah.
I accept the invitation if I could ever just teleport. If I get that TARDIS that I keep asking Santa for, then I'm there.
If you ever get that TARDIS, you'd better come visit me.
I will. Yes, absolutely. So yeah, we've got so many things that happen for Thanksgiving. I'm well, as people who regularly listen know, I make up dragon stories for my son and record them and hope that other people listen to them. I'm going to make the Eating Day dragon to so that
Nice.
to talk about some of these things, and still working on that, because it occurred to me that I needed a time dragon, because my son has graduated into big kid territory, thus making
Ah.
many clocks. So it just occurred to me, so I need to finish that, and then we'll make the Eating Day Dragon. And one day we might collect all these stories into a book, and that's a big thing. But
Yes.
yeah. So is there anything else we need to cover for Thanksgiving?
Well, we wanted to talk a little bit about environmental sensitivities
Oh
because
yeah.
when we're
Oh
going to somebody else's house, if it's in our house, it's sort of a mixed bag, right? Because um if it's at our place, then we have to deal with the cleaning up beforehand, setting everything up, having people in our space, getting people out of our space,
yes, yes.
dealing with the fact that people are in our space when maybe we need to take a break or whatever. And then also the fallout of like having to clean up. But if
Yeah.
you're going to someone else's space, then you've got the situation where you're in a different environment. Maybe it's one you've been to before, maybe it's not. Like they have different kinds of hard surfaces that You know, your house might have more carpet, they might have more hard surfaces, which is going to make it noisy, plus however many people. Like, this is one of the things that um is just like, I love the fact that my sister loves to throw parties and they definitely have the house for it, but
Yes.
it's all hardwood in their
That
main living
echoes.
area, and that is really hard on me sensory wise. So bringing my earplugs, bringing my AirPods, bringing I'm thinking about bringing my knitting with me so that I have something to stim with that's socially acceptable while I'm sitting around chatting with people, you know. Um it- like thinking about where are we going to sit, and how are the chairs going to be comfortable, and do they have spoons that are the right size?
Yes.
Because that's really important. You might
And
bring your own spoon.
I
Just saying.
swear, I swear to God, one of the greatest things I've ever bought is a camping set of silverware, so that
Ah,
I can. It has this little like magnetic case. It has a spoon, a fork, and a knife in there, so that
nice.
whenever I need to use it, even if I'm like out to eat or something, if I need my own silverware, I have my own silverware.
There you go. There you
And
go.
I also,
And if you are a person who needs your own spoon, it's okay to bring it, right?
yes, it's
Because,
one less dish for them to wash.
well, not only that, but it's also one less stressor for your system. And I know
Yeah.
this might sound silly to someone who doesn't need their particular spoon, but when you've got all of these stimuli that you're not used to managing, it's a relief to your nervous system to just not have to deal with one more difference, one
Yes.
more challenge, one more obstacle.
Because this is the process complexity that we were talking about. It's
That's
a
right.
ton of teeny tiny little things that adds
That's
up to
right.
death by paper cuts.
Right.
Yeah, if
Yes.
you can bring your loop earbuds, because I have the dial version where you can dial it at 3 levels of noise
Ooh,
blocking. So
fancy.
if I want to hear people, I can have it to where I can block out the general noise. If I want nothing there, I tune it all the way, and then I don't
Nice.
hear anything. And
Nice.
I swear to God, if I'm going someplace, there better be a friendly dog, because I will spend more time with the friendly dog than with the humans.
You
So
will like my dogs when you
I
finally
do
meet
like
them, you will like them.
I like friendly dogs. The, when I went to get my car from the fix it place, they had a dog there, and at first the dog barked because it didn't know me. I held out my
Mhm.
hands. It came up, sniffed me, and was like, "Oh, you are absolutely no threat at all." Let me rub its
Yeah,
head,
you're
and
fine.
then yeah, it's like, "Oh, I thought you were a monster. You are not a monster. You are
Right.
friendly." Because
That's right.
we that's how we vibe. And
Mhm.
yeah, that's the thing, because if you can take any of these teeny tiny little things, dress comfortably. Don't dress up in a
That's right.
vest and coattails unless you really, really want
Cut the
to.
tags out before you go.
Seriously.
Wear shoes that you can stand in.
Yes.
Don't wear socks if you hate socks. Kick your shoes
Yes.
off if you need to.
Do these things because it's fast. Again, the whole "have you tried just suffering" thing. We have grown up for years expecting that family get-togethers are supposed to be miserable. uh Donkey in the Shrek Christmas special says Christmas ain't Christmas till somebody cries. And
Oh, jeez.
that's that's the thing about all this. We're used to having this to be an unpleasant experience, but we
Hmm.
could have friendsgiving. We could have good food that we actually like and we benefit from. But if you don't pay attention to your hunger cues, you're going to have to pace yourself so you don't end up, really bloated. That's always a possibility.
Right, right. And so for that, like one of the things that I do is I visually gauge how much I put on my plate,
Ah,
because I know that if I'm trying to tune into my hunger signals while I'm overstimulated, um, I will be wrong.
yeah,
I
yeah,
will be wrong.
yeah.
I will just be wrong
I
in some way
cannot.
or another.
And that's another reason why, making prepackaged foods, it's a
Yeah,
portion. Whatever
the
food you
portion
have in the
is
package,
figured out already. Right.
exactly. You don't make too much, and you don't get too
Right.
bloated, and you don't regret the food. So that's
Right.
that's a big thing. We need to pay attention to that. Also, it just
Hmm.
occurred to me that in the break I need to order a Christmas present for my son, because that That is a good idea, and I'll tell you about it in a little bit because I don't want it to get out
Okay.
before ahead of time. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's neat. But yeah, we can make Thanksgiving better. I encourage everybody to watch Mystery Science Theater 3000 because Joel Hodgson is clearly one of us, and it has so many fun references, and it's essentially a puppet show with
Hmm.
bad movies, and it is the best possible way to spend Thanksgiving outside of,
Nice.
I don't know, caring, loving family, whatever the hell that looks like. So, yeah.
So before we wrap up today, I want to just take a moment on a more serious note to also encourage and invite people to take a moment to look into the tribal history in
Oh,
the
yes.
area where you live, right?
Yeah.
So it's not about like land acknowledgement from the perspective of just naming whatever tribes were originally in your area if you're in the United States. And if you're not in the United States, I would invite you to look at who are the indigenous peoples in your area. Obviously, the histories are going to be different, but it's really important to in the United States particularly, it's really important to learn not just the name of the tribes that were in your area, but also some of the history that goes along with those tribes, and not just the nice history.
Yeah.
Learn the painful history.
Because that's all history. You have to learn the bad with the good so you don't repeat the
You
bad.
do, and honoring. It's great to give thanks. It's great to have a family day. It's great to have food that you love and people that you enjoy. Like all of that is wonderful. And also, um, you know, it's important to honor the place that we are, and the wonderfulness of it, and the the difficult history.
Yeah.
So I would like to invite people, for those of you who are PDAers, I'm not going to tell you to, right? But I would like to invite you to take a step of your choosing to learn more about the history of the tribes in your area. Um, if not on Thanksgiving, then around the holiday to sort of honor the reality of that.
Yes. Yes. Very much so. So, yeah. Yeah. I think that's very important. So, on that note, we will leave you to eating day. Remember, we are probably going to still be in a shutdown. Uh, don't buy stuff on Black Friday because I know that it's cultural
Yeah,
capitalism day, but
right.
hold off on that this year. Just spend time at home and
Yeah.
yeah, eat some leftovers.
And if you're going to buy books, go to bookshop.org.
Ooh,
They sell
bookshop.org.
they bookshop.org supports um local bookstores, local independent bookstores instead of mega organizations that are selling you lots of things for one person's pocketbook.
I like it. This is the way. Have a good
This is
one.
the way. Bye everyone.